A common practice among Catholics is reading the lives of the saints. This is a good thing, usually. There is one problem, however, at least there can be. Let me explain. Having read many accounts of the lives of the saints ourselves, Linda and I have noticed something. Many of these biographies paint a picture of holiness that, frankly, can be pretty discouraging. According to these accounts, the kind of life the saints lived is so different from ours that we can be left feeling that holiness is completely unattainable for us. To illustrate, we want to share with you a quote from the book Life and Holiness by Thomas Merton. Thomas Merton was a Trappist monk of the 20th century who wrote extensively on the spiritual life. He makes the same point and articulates it so beautifully it's almost funny. The quote is from a chapter entitled The Plaster Saint. The saint, if he ever sinned at all, eventually became impeccable after a perfect conversion. Impeccability not being quite enough, he is raised beyond the faintest possibility of feeling temptation. Of course, he is tempted, but temptation provides no difficulties. He always has the absolute and heroic answer. He flings himself into fire, ice water, or briars, rather than even face a remote occasion of sin. His intentions are always the noblest. His words are always the most edifying cliches, fitting the situation with a devastating obviousness that silences even the thought of dialogue. Indeed, the perfect, in this fearsome sense, are elevated above the necessity or even the capacity of a fully human dialogue with their fellow men. They are without humor as they are without wonder, without feeling, and without interest in the common affairs of mankind. Yet, of course, they always rush to the scene with the precise act of virtue called for by every situation. They are always there kissing the leper's sores at the very moment when the king and his noble attendants come round the corner and stop in their tracks, mute in admiration. Doesn't that hit the nail on the head? Now, we're not mocking or trashing the lives of the saints, but simply bringing to your attention the fact that some hagiographies can make holiness appear unattainable for us, the laity, and that's really unfortunate. In fact, that's another reason we love Saint Thérèse. We find her life experience and teaching on holiness so encouraging. If you're not sure what I mean by that, please watch our series of videos on her. Her life's an incredible paradox. She's not what you'd call an ordinary saint, yet most of her life was lived in the most ordinary way within the most ordinary circumstances. She's one of only 35 doctors of the Church out of thousands of saints. Pope St. Pius X called her the greatest saint of modern times because she helped the Church rediscover the heart of the gospel and the profound mystery of spiritual childhood. She's the patroness of missions, yet she never traveled. She only left France once to go on pilgrimage to Rome, and after entering the cloister as a teen, she never left it. The bottom line with Thérèse, her life proves that holiness is attainable for us all. She attained a high degree of holiness, even though during her short life she worked no miracles, didn't practice extreme forms of penance, had no strict method of prayer, and wasn't given any extraordinary mystical experiences. Her life and teaching, we can assure you, will encourage you to keep striving for holiness. And that, my friends, especially in these incredibly dark days that we're living in, is a very good thing. Thanks for watching.